Hello everyone. Today I'm quite excited as I'm riding the KTM Adventure 390. Now this is the second top model. Below this is Adventure 390X and the top model is 390R. So let's get on the bike and see how it feels. The first impression is that the bike feels nice and tall, has an upright riding position. The seat height is 830 mm. Now I'm 5 feet 10 inches, so it feels natural for me. Both my feet are flat on the ground. If you're below 5'6" or 5'5", the seat height may be a hindrance to you. The first thing that you notice is that the engine does have a lot of vibrations. You'll feel the buzz on the foot pegs, handlebars, and the tank panels. So if you're upgrading from a Japanese machine like the Yamaha, Honda, or Suzuki to the KTM, these vibrations may feel irritating to you, and it will take some time for you to get used to it. Coming to the display, it is beautiful and easy to read. It is a 5-inch TFT display. The switch key also feels premium and the clutch is very light. I'll park the bike over here so you guys can see the complete look of the motorcycle, its stance and road presence. As you can see, it is a very tall bike and has sharp features. The design is inspired by KTM's bigger adventure rally bikes. It looks like a big bike from this view, but when you sit on it, it feels like a narrow thin bike, like an X-Pulse. You may not get a big bike feel while riding it, as you may get on the Himalayan 450. Now let's continue the ride. Coming to the engine, you get a new 399cc engine that is pumping out 46 PS of power and 39 Nm of torque. The power delivery is much smoother than the older generations, but it still has the signature KTM kick after 6000 rpm. It does not get the best low end torque, so you will need to play around the clutch while riding on sticky trails during off-roading. It gets a new 5-inch TFT display which shows loads of information. Even at high speeds and in direct sunlight, it's incredibly crisp and bright. It gives off a premium vibe that makes you feel like you're on a much more expensive machine. While other brands offer mediocre illumination, which makes you buy aftermarket aux lights, KTM provides projector headlamps, which I'm sure will beat the competitors in the lighting department. The seat height is 830 mm on the standard, but it feels approachable because it is so narrow in the middle. Also, the bike doesn't feel heavy. Its curb weight is 182 kilos and gets a ground clearance of 237 mm. Coming to the tire profile, it gets a 21-inch wheel that is 90 by 90 section in the front and 130 by 18, 130 by 80, 17-inch at the rear. Both are tubeless spoke rims. Since the engine and the riding position make the ADV 390 a suitable touring machine, I'm disappointed that KTM has given it a small 14.5-liter fuel tank. So you should get a range of 350 to 400 kilometers on a full tank. As per the power figures and the big visor up front, the ADV 390 should be comfortable sitting at 120 to 130 kilometers per hour for hours together at a stretch. Now, since it runs this fast, you need a big anchor to bring this bike to a halt. For that, you get dual channel ABS with 320 mm disc at the front and 240 mm at the rear. The rear ABS can be turned off for your off-road slides. Coming to the suspension, it is one of the best setup I've ever seen, very similar to the Himalayan 450. The Adventure 390 gets a WP Apex 43 mm USD forks with 200 mm of travel. The forks are fully adjustable for compression and rebound in 30 clicks. At the rear, it gets a 205 long WP Apex monoshock that is rebound adjustable by 20 clicks, and the preload is 10-step adjustable with a tool. The weight of the bike is very well managed. It gets an ultra lightweight trellis two-piece frame. It feels like a beginner-friendly motorcycle, and new riders will not feel intimidated to take it off-road like you would feel on a Himalayan 450. Coming to the tech, the Adventure 390 is loaded with it. It gets multiple riding modes. The first is default. Second riding mode is rain mode, where the throttle response is reduced and traction control is on max. Third is off-road mode, where the rear ABS is off. Traction control can be turned off completely if you wish. It gets cornering ABS, where the sensor adjusts the brake pressure as per the lean angle for safer and predictable braking. You can enjoy clutchless gear shifts as it gets quick shifter and a slipper clutch. It also gets cruise control, a very useful feature for long distance touring. Even though the KTM Adventure 390 is a beautiful and very capable motorcycle, it does have its shares of pros and cons. So let's discuss it now. So the first pro, what I felt is the accessibility factor. With a seat height of 830 mm and excellent weight management, it is significantly more approachable than the 870 mm Adventure R model and the Himalayan 450. For many riders, this allows for a confident feet down feel in traffic without sacrificing the upright ADV riding position. Also, riding in traffic and narrow spaces will not be a problem because of the excellent weight management. The second pro is the tubeless spoke wheels. It features a 21-inch front and 17-inch rear tubeless spoked wheels. You get the durability and flex of spokes for off-roading, but with the convenience of tubeless tires that can be plugged in minutes if you get into a puncture on the highway. The third pro is the refined 399cc engine. The new engine is punchier in the mid-range and would run smoother at 110-120 km per hour than the previous generation, making long-distance touring much less fatiguing. The fourth pro is the adjustable suspension. Like I mentioned before, the Adventure 390 features WP Apex suspension with adjustable compression and rebound damping. This allows you to stiffen the bike for a sporty road ride or soften it for a comfortable tour with a pillion and luggage. Now, coming to the cons, the first con is the nature of the engine. Even with the displacement bump, the KTM engine still loves to be revved. It lacks the low end tractor torque of competitors like the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 or the Interceptor 650, meaning you'll be shifting more frequently in slow, technical terrain. Also, there is a noticeable buzz in the low end. The second con that I felt is the firm seat. KTM seats are notoriously firm. While great for active riding and standing up, you might find yourself looking for a comfortable aftermarket seat upgrade for tours lasting more than 4 hours. So that's it for today's video. If you liked this video and found it informative, please hit the like button and subscribe for more such automotive content. So the final verdict, should you buy this motorcycle or not? Well, if you plan to use it for commuting along with weekend rides, also occasional long tours, the ADV 290 makes a lot of sense. But if you're like me, who does not like a computer aided motorcycle and likes it old school without all the tech, you can have a look at the Himalayan 450. It is much more raw and refined than the ADV 390. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, ride safe, goodbye.